Welcome back, it's good to be back. I am EP Sheepy, Amarantia Petronella Sheepy, sheep genius, possessor of double the usual amount of brain cells possessed of a sheep. That is to say, I have two brain cells instead of one, and very occasionally they rub together and create the spark of an idea. I only hope that my ideas today will keep you excited for what we're about to do. I am personally excited. I am so excited about today's side story. So this is the last one. This is the final side story. And I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that I have the wrong name listed. Let me just fix that. Because what an excellent start. Da 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 da. There we go. That's what it's supposed to be. I've forgotten to change the side story name. I'm sorry, Bleaties. So, today is the side story I'm most excited for. Hey, Yahiro! I also feel like I've been waiting forever. Every single side story so far feels like it's just been kind of a prelude to this. Oh, thank you for nuggies! I am extremely grateful. I accept graciously. Thank you, thank you. Dinosaur flavored food is the best flavored food. So self-love, Natsuki-Yuri story. Very excited. Everything else has kind of fed into this gradually until now. I know that the whole point of the side stories has been to flesh out everybody, but it really feels like it has, for me at least, mostly just fleshed out Natsuki and Yuri. I am good, thank you, Yahiro. Today is very much a good old-fashioned working day. I am a busy EP. Busy, but chipper. We do our best to bleat our best because that's what we do when we are good eggs. Good egg covenant abides by good eggness. We do our best. And I do my best for everybody else too. So I hope that you will all enjoy this today. I am very excited. Very excited. So I hope you won't mind me being a little bit impatient. Thank you, you too. Please do take care of yourself always. Oh, absolutely not. Burning candles at both ends is something that EP is incapable of managing these days. I do my best to be here and to have fun and to spread the love. So with that in mind, spreading love is exactly what we're hoping to do. And I hope that I can help you chill out a bit too, with what we're about to get into. So, again, very excited for this. Natsuki and Yuri's story, self-love. Self-care goes over your head? Well, today I'm gonna bring self-care to you. We're gonna help you self-care with some Natsuki and Yuri, because Natsuki and Yuri is self-care incarnate. Da 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 da! Look at that, I was poised, ready. I've been so ready for this. So very ready. So Bleaties. Self-love part 1. We finally get to see Natsuki and Yuri actually properly interact and start what is ultimately very wholesome romance. Just a quick reminder that at the end of yesterday's story, Reflection, which was the Yuri Monika story, Yuri had written a letter for Natsuki because she wanted to express the feelings that she had, the confusion and conflicts that she felt, but didn't know how to verbalize it, so she decided to write a letter and have Monika help her write one. Monika does not know what the content of the letter is because Yuri's kept it a secret. Ooh. And now we are going to, in self-love, be giving that letter to Natsuki. So very excited for that. So let's just get the fuck on with it, because oh my god, I am dying for this. Let's go. Okay. It's only been one day since Yuri's letter was delivered to Natsuki with Monika's help. Because Yuri chose not to attend the club meeting that day, she and Natsuki haven't faced each other since. Although it's only lunchtime, Yuri finds herself anxiously counting the hours until she'll need to face the outcome of her efforts, whether good or bad. Ah, so much tension! Tension, tension. Her heart must be racing a mile a minute. And because the passing of the students was making her feel even more anxious, Yuri picked out the most secluded spot she could find to spend her lunch. I completely relate to just wanting to be somewhere nice and quiet and safe to sit and eat. Especially when you're in a state of panic. Panic! Because what about my letter? You can do this, Yuri. I believe in you. Because this staircase is under maintenance, no student would have any reason for coming here. It's such a relaxing feeling to have a moment of solitude in the middle of a frantic school day. I feel that that's about to be abruptly ended. Yep. What are you doing here? I just... Yuri grips her book with enough force to wrinkle the pages beneath the pressure of her thumbs. Okay, quick note. Remember, this book is an absolute tome, okay? The amount of force required. Girl is so unbelievably tense. It's okay, Yuri, you can do it. I believe. Well, what are you doing here? I just came to get a drink from the vending machine. The other one is out of the drink I like. Yuri notices Natsuki fidgeting with a few coins between her fingers. They're both so awkward, but it's really precious. You know, like, it's like they are literally kids who have realized that they like each other, and now it's like you can't say that to each other. It's all kind of weird and awkward, and you've understood your feelings and you want to talk about them, but we can't because it's not cool and it gets weird. They're so cute. She nods, avoiding eye contact. Natsuki, also looking away, shuffles over to the vending machine. It's so quiet that every one of her movements seems to reverberate through the entire stairwell. After far too long, she finally receives her beverage, which she then fidgets with in place of the coins. She can't help it! The anxiety fidgeting, I can absolutely relate to that. What about you, Bleeties? Do you do that? Do you like tug on your shirt or like chew on your sleeve, things like that when you're anxious? Because I know I do. I have my anxiety fidgets, definitely. It's some kind of iced tea. Good choice. But instead of leaving right away, Natsuki just stands in place. She glances all around her. It's like way too quiet back here. It's creepy. I mean, that's not what I meant, really. I mean, it's totally cool if that's your thing or whatever. Like, I can see how it suits you, so... Oh, Bleety, she's trying really hard to do what Monika was saying to do in the previous story, you know? Desperately trying to speak with subjectivity. But it's so awkward and so unnatural, and she doesn't want to come off as if she's attacking Yuri. She's being so careful and measured. It's very wholesome and very sweet, but look at her. Look how embarrassed and uncomfortable she is. These two were made to be. Not because I think you're creepy or something. I didn't mean that either. You know, I'm just gonna stop talking. That seems like a good idea. I getting mega awkward crush vibes from this dialogue line. It's okay. Everything is okay. Yuri finds herself attempting some words of comfort after hearing Natsuki stammer herself into dejection. Seemingly in response, Natsuki approaches the base of the staircase and hesitantly sits herself down near Yuri. Yes, girls, sit close together. It's okay. It's okay. They're so brave. Well, I can leave if you want. Yuri shakes her head. Natsuki twists the cap off of her drink and takes a sip. Despite receiving Yuri's general permission, Natsuki doesn't say anything more. Too awkward! Natsuki, please say something. Yuri continues to read, or at least pretends to. Oh, this has such high school awkward crush vibes. I can't. I'm never gonna recover from this. This takes me back to high school crush times. I've been in this situation. I've done this. And the awkwardness is absolutely killing me. The two of them just sit there for a long time. The tension seems to fade a little bit as time passes. Even without any words, this seems to mean at least something, though it's not clear what that may be. Lunch ends more quickly than expected. Natsuki is the first to stand up, with her empty drink bottle. Are you coming today? Not that she cares or anything. Not that I care. I don't care if you're there or not, but are you gonna be there? You know, like today at the club? Are you coming? Oh my god. I was joking. Okay. To the club. Yuri nods. I'm sorry for being so awkward. Oh, I am cringing into my skull, I have to admit. I'm really bad at talking about this stuff. I just can't for some reason. I don't know why. But I want to. Eventually. There's no rush. I promise. Thanks. They're too cute. They're too cute. There's so much romance blossoming here. I think I'm just gonna die of an adoration overload, I think. Oh, I cannot. I love them. I love them. Natsuki-Yuri Nation, let's go. All the way, every day. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Absolutely all in on it. It's the next day. Natsuki appears from around the corner and steps up to the vending machine, glancing at Yuri as she does so. Today, she seems to be holding some kind of book as well. Oh, you're here again. Well, I just came here to read this, because there aren't any people around here. Oh, I thought you didn't like how quiet it was. Well, I don't, but there's no people here. There's no people here except you. I kind of want to sit next to you and read. You know, the truth of the matter. I see. Natsuki sits down. The mood feels much different today than it did yesterday. Yeah, Natsuki's getting braver. Natsuki's getting braver. I'm so proud of her. After yesterday's lunch and the club meeting that followed, Natsuki and Yuri are beginning to feel more relaxed around each other again. Although Yuri's letter is still lingering in the back of Natsuki's mind, she continues to detour around it. But it's... But it's okay that I'm here? Yeah, I don't care. I mostly just don't feel like dealing with the crap I get from my friends about it. Again, Natsuki! Natsuki! They are not your friends! Natsuki, you need to fuck them off. Like, seriously, seriously. They are not your friends. They are not worth your time. If they give you shit for your choice of reading material, those are not friends. Those are assholes. I'm begging. I beg. Please, stop. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Find better people. Do you know what? Just stick with Yuri. Yuri's got you. Yuri's got you. Especially since, like, they all just assumed I stopped reading manga after I joined the literature club. Now that I'm trying to hide it from them, exactly. But I just don't want it to come up again now after I've waited so long for this new volume to come out. Literally months at this point. There's so many cover stories here, like, oh, it's not like I really want to read with you or anything. It's just, you know, I don't want them to make fun of me. Ooh. Hey, lady. Welcome back. Good to see you. Welcome back to the Good Egg Covenant. I am so excited for this story. Oh my god. I have been waiting forever. You don't have other friends who are into manga? Not unless online friends count. And Sayuri, but that's different because she's not exactly into it, she just likes it. You know what I mean? Honestly, you're lucky that the books you're into at least just look like books, so you don't have to feel like everyone is constantly judging you by what you're reading. Oh, that would be so awful. Especially since I already hate attention so much. Well, it's a good thing I have thick skin, I guess. Oh no, did we have to bring the thick skin into it? Because now I'm just reminded of the reason Natsuki has thick skin and I want to cry. Natsuki, no. I just want... This is such a horrible take, maybe, but I just kind of want the story to end right here with them both just, like, taking each other in their arms and going, you know what, let's just fucking run away together and live our best lives. We'll read together in peace on a deserted island somewhere. Let's go! I would support you. I would support you, girls. I would. By the way, I would totally recommend finding some friends online if you haven't already. If you're like me and have no one to share your hobbies with. Oh, I have online friends. Since middle school, actually. I was especially desperate back then. It's somewhat embarrassing to reminisce about those days. Sometimes I feel like the me from a few years ago would have benefited from a good smack across the face. Whoa, that's really quite a harsh... That's quite a harsh take. I would definitely... I definitely would have benefited from a good slap. I mean... Bit harsh. I'm not gonna say that she needed a slap, but maybe just someone to talk to her and make her consider a bit more of the alternatives. But hey, you know, I think it's lovely that Yuri is demonstrating her own personal development. You know, she sees now perhaps it's not as immature and childish as she likes to suggest. Oh, whatever. We're all just stupid kids back then anyway. Some of the fanfics I wrote, thank God I used a pseudonym. I love, by the way, I love that Natsuki was a fanfic writer. I really hope that canonically she didn't actually stop writing fanfics. Because there is something so incredibly relatable about that. I don't think there were many people, certainly when I was a bit younger, I don't think there were many people into anime and manga who weren't doing fan fiction, or creating some kind of like external media related to a particular fandom or something. Example, Dragon Ball Z. Like, how many fucking AMVs were there for DBZ? You know? Yeah. I think it's really sweet. You know, she's really into it. I hope she's still writing fan fiction. Because it's a good creative outlet. I do remember her saying when we first met her that she doesn't just read, she writes, and she's kind of a pro. Which is awesome. I hope that means that she is still writing. That I liked it at the time, so I got a lot of fulfillment out of it. And plus, I can look back and say with confidence that I've become a better person since then. So I don't think I would change anything. Oh, see, self-acceptance, absolute queen, icon, is aware of her own development, appreciates the changes that she's gone through, and isn't a snooty bitch about it. We can all aspire to this degree of adultness. Oh, bless you, Yahiro. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. I know it's very late where you are. So have a wonderful rest of your evening. And thank you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Good night, Yahiro. Yeah, seeing Natsuki's character development and the way that she is so self-aware. She really, for me, Natsuki really is the most mature of everybody. Probably because you had to grow up fast when you're being beaten up by your own family. But, yeah, she just repeatedly demonstrates how mature she is. Defensiveness aside, of course. I wonder if a few years from now, we'll think the same thing about our current selves. Probably. That doesn't make you uncomfortable? No, of course not. I don't care what other people think of me. Especially someone who doesn't even exist yet. Oh. Natsuki is an icon. Natsuki is an icon. Oh, just when I think I can't love her anymore, I love her even more. She's absolutely right. What is the point of worrying about what someone who you've never even met yet, like, thinks about you? This is absurd. Not to mention, you know, it's okay. It's okay to just enjoy the things you enjoy now. Like, every single person alive looks back at things they did in the past, whether more recent or whether more historical, and cringes into their fucking souls and wants to disappear. We've all done it. I've done it. It's, that's part of just growing up. Just growing up. Some of the stuff I did when I was a wee lamb makes me just want to throw myself off a bridge. But I don't, because I'm not that person. Nobody is. Like, we grow, we change, we improve, you know? We can laugh at ourselves. It's cool. Alright, here. Natsuki raises her hand to her face and forcefully slaps her own cheek. Youch! That's me from the future, coming to terms with me now. Also, ow, I didn't mean to do it that hard. So we've gone from Natsuki throwing bits of broken cookie into Sayori's mouth to Natsuki slapping herself so hard she actually, like, wounded herself. Absolutely something I would do. Goddess, queen, icon. Yuri doesn't seem to react. But then, to Natsuki's surprise, Yuri shyly looks the other way before lifting her arm and doing the same thing to herself, loudly smacking her cheek. Ooh! Smile on her face! Ah! Oh, that's... Oh my god, I can't deal with this cuteness. It's too much. She turns red and stares into her lap, but is unable to hide a smile, as though it was a really funny joke. Oh, that's what I'm talking about! I didn't know you had it in you. I don't. I don't even know why I did that. Maybe I thought it would be funny. Sorry, I keep distracting you. See, what I'm seeing is mirroring and mimicking. These are natural behaviors of rapport building. It's because they like each other. It's because they like each other. It's so cute. So cute. You said you were looking forward to reading, but I keep going on about all this nonsense. I'll let you get to reading. Oh, right. It's almost as if she didn't actually come here to read or anything. Please, you two, stop being awkward and just kiss. I'll get back to that then. The conversation ends quickly and Natsuki opens her book. These two are just absolute goons. Please, you're so awkward. The two read silently for the remainder of the lunch hour. But the whole time, Yuri feels distracted by a twist of regret over having so abruptly forced the end of their conversation. Oh, she wants to speak to her more! How anybody could, like... People could play through the base game, and there is plausible deniability, right? But there is no way you can play through the side stories and still think that these girls aren't meant to be in a relationship. There's actually no way. There's actually no way. I fully understand and embrace the nickname Doki Doki Lesbian Club at this point, because I see it completely. You're back. Yeah, I'm here to lay low again. Another day has passed. During lunchtime, Natsuki finds herself having wandered to the stairwell once more. Hey, did you buy that? Natsuki quickly notices a bottle of iced tea on the staircase where she normally sits. Yuri nods, avoiding eye contact. Oh, it's that thing you do when you buy someone you like a snack from the vending machine and you know it's one they like because you saw them buy it. And it's just a really sweet, thoughtful thing to do. Yeah, 100, I totally, all in. High five, Dan Salvato, who is the game's creator, right? I think. I see it. I totally see it. Big respect. What, like, from me? But you didn't know I was coming here today. What if I didn't show up? Well, I mean, I would have drank it myself, I guess. Oh, she's so embarrassed at being called out like this, but I love her, it's so cute. It was a stupid thing to do. No, it wasn't. It was a romantic thing to do, and I think that deserves good egg points. Yuri confirmed for good egg for buying very much wanted treat. Very cute, very sweet. We love this. No, it wasn't stupid. I just thought, never mind. What I meant to say is thank you. And that it's a really nice gesture. Natsuki is trying so hard not to be cynical and to just, like, again, taking on what Monica had said about not immediately jumping to the negative remarks, even if they're just meant to be kind of vaguely comical or a bit cynical. But focusing more on putting things out there that are positive sounding. She's trying really hard. You can see it doesn't come naturally. Like, the dynamic of these two is just overwhelmingly adorable. It's okay if you don't feel that way. I do. It was the other thing that I didn't mean. I swear. Please believe me. Oh, Lady, she is trying so hard. She's literally begging Yuri. She is begging her to believe that she's trying hard to say the right things and to be nice and to not cause any upset. Oh man, this is so wholesome. Yuri pauses, then nods. Talking is hard. I get it's wrong a lot too. So I believe you. Natsuki exhales in relief. She then sits down next to Yuri and takes the drink. Knowing Yuri, she was probably overthinking it so much that Natsuki's tepid response filled her with self-doubt. I'll do something nice for you next time. Please don't feel obligated. I want to. Yeah! Okay, now we're getting it. Now we're getting it. Guys! It's mutual gift giving. We're officially in blooming romance territory. This is so exciting. I want to do nice things too. Okay. Thank you. You can thank me after I figure out how to do something nice. I'll do it then too. Natsuki sighs. Nothing. It just reminds me how I haven't been getting along with my friends lately. She hasn't been getting along with her friends because, drumroll please, they're not friends, Natsuki, they're cunts. Natsuki, we've talked about this. We've talked about this. They have to go. They are not friends. They are not friends. Please, please, baby, believe me. They are not friends. Get rid. Get rid. Shit friends. Trash. Human garbage. Get rid. Is that why you've been coming here? Well, no, not exactly. I haven't been avoiding them on purpose or anything. They're just other things I'd rather be doing during my lunch lately. Like hanging around with a really cute, busty, long-haired beauty. Oh, I'm so glad they're actually gonna deal with the friends lady. That warms my cockles. It really does. Because, oh my god, I cannot stand Natsuki's air quotes friends. One of the most annoying parts of the side stories. They're so insidious. They're such awful people, clearly. I like being around them when we're all just having fun. But they also can't take anything seriously. Oh, confirmed fair weather friends. Excellent. Absolutely zero guilt about getting them the fuck out of her life. So when I'm, I don't know, feeling serious, then their attitudes just really get on my nerves. It's only gotten worse ever since I joined the literature club. How come? I don't know. I feel like I used to be really good with just putting up with it. Because it would be so stupid to cause drama over a joke I didn't like or something. But I just have a hard time doing that lately. Oh my god! It's because she's starting to have standards! She's starting to know how it feels to actually have friends who care about you. And now that there are friends in her life that are not showing her that same degree of care and shit giving, she's realizing. She's realizing, Bleeties, this is awesome. This is awesome. Yes, Natsuki, yes, get rid of them. This is, oh, I'm so committed to this right now. That it's my fault for being overly sensitive. If I have a problem, I'm not going to demand for everyone around me to change. Okay, Natsuki, very mature, very grown up, respect that, but also there's a difference between, like, having a problem with people because maybe you have a slight difference of opinion about something. Cool, sure, whatever. These are people you call your friends. Being overly sensitive is something you should absolutely be able to do with your friends. It's fucking unhinged that you're like, oh no, I can't be sensitive or discuss things like this with my friends. They're not friends. They're not friends. Simple. Done. Period. But, yeah, I know. Monica and Sayori really don't agree with that kind of thing. But they're not in my position. So it's easy for them to say that you should just communicate your feelings or whatever. It's not like my friend group does that kind of thing. I just be making an embarrassment of myself. Sorry, none of this has anything to do with you. I don't know why I'm talking about it. It's okay. I like listening. Oh, my heart! This is another reason they're so perfect. You know, Natsuki has a lot she wants to talk about that she can't. But Yuri's just eager to listen. You know, it's the mouth and the ears pairing. Oh. Absolutely, lady. The distinction between differing viewpoints and maltreatment is a critical one. Big difference. Big difference. Huge difference. Absolutely difference between a bit of light banter and fucking assault, I would dare say, even. Very different. I cannot wait for Natsuki to resolve this bugbear. Yes. That's so weird. Sorry. I just like learning about people. Do you think it's weird? No, that's not weird. I probably just misunderstood, so... I don't know, does that mean I should keep going? If you'd like. Okay. Well, I don't know what to talk about now. Man, that's so real. That's so real. Somebody saying to you, it's okay, you can tell me anything. Like, tell me what's eating you. Tell me what's eating you. What's bothering you. Get it off your chest. Lay it down. And, as soon as you, like, presented with the opportunity, your mind, Bleaties, it just goes blank. It goes completely blank. You don't know what to say all of a sudden. You know, like, where do I begin? Where do I start? What do I say? What do I do? If any of you in the chat right now are like bilingual or a polyglot, then you'll have a similar thing. If someone says to you, "Oh, you speak X language," say something in that language, and your mind immediately just goes back and completely fucking blanks. And it's like, what do I say? I don't know. Welcome to my therapy sessions. Honestly, as soon as someone tells you, like, so what's been going on? It's just, what has been going on? I don't know, Doc. I don't remember. Now you've put me on the spot. My head empty. Head empty. What are some things that you like about your friends? A lot of things. I mean, they're really fun to hang out with, like after school and on the weekends. And they really like my baking. And it's fun to complain about school together. They make me laugh a lot. And we have a lot of good memories and inside jokes. Oh. Oh, this is gonna suck for Yuri, who doesn't really have friendships like this and probably cannot relate terribly well to this set of likes. I'm bad at a lot of those things. So, are those all things that are important to you? Well, kind of, but they're not things I need to get out of everybody. Everybody in the club is really different from that, but I'm still friends with them too. I'm sorry. Maybe it's just like people of a certain age, but as soon as you hear the words, everybody in the club, is it just me? But you're like, everybody in the club getting tipsy. Yeah, it's probably just me. Probably just me showing what a horrible childhood I had. I'm sorry. Memory unlocked for some of you, perhaps. Well, Sayori really likes your baking. And she makes you laugh. And she complains a lot. Oh, the way she said that with a smile. Yeah, she does complain a lot. The less the more than faces. I can see it now. Sayori is a ray of sunshine, but she can be kind of a big baby too. That doesn't mean she's anything like my other friends. Well, unlike them, she's a nice person who cares about your feelings. Whoa! Yuri in with the absolute fucking mic drop moment. Unlike them, she's a nice person who cares about your feelings. Yuri, yes! Yes, absolutely based. Based Yuri, cut straight through the bullshit. I am so glad that she just said that. I'm so glad. I feel so incredibly vindicated right now. Excuse me? How about you don't talk that way about my friends that you don't know anything about? Natsuki stands up. No, wait. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I didn't want to say something bad. Please don't leave. Oh, she's so upset! Yuri, no! Yuri, no! It's okay. Come on, Natsuki, you have to forgive her. She wasn't trying to, like, be a rude bitch. You know? Don't take it that way. She was just telling the truth. And you can't be offended by the truth. That's the law, right? That's science. If it's true, it's not allowed to offend you. You know? Oh, hey, Mr. Beep Boop, another bot? Man, I do love these Mr. Robotos. Please get gone. Natsuki sighs and shakes her head. It's fine. As long as you understand that you can't just judge people like that. I'm sorry. Natsuki sits back down. You can't just compare friends like that and, like, measure who's better than who. Everyone's different. Natsuki is absolutely right about this. Everybody is different. But I think there is a touch of denial here from Natsuki about the way that she is treated by her other group of friends. I think, again, it's a bit of Stockholm syndrome, right? Yeah, Natsuki's not ready to hear it, but it's... Yuri is not somebody who is intentionally spiteful. She was simply pointing out that Sayori is nice to Natsuki and cares about her. She wasn't trying to say that the other friends necessarily weren't nice or care about her. But the fact that that's the way that Natsuki took it is very, very telling. And anybody from the outside can see as well, like, it's not normal for friends to behave that way, you know? Yeah, absolutely. Yuri is creating cracks in the dam. That's right. She's trying to give Natsuki an opportunity to evaluate the doubts that she so obviously has. I'm sorry. I just I just don't like people who want to hurt you. Romantic. That's oh. A moment of silence stretches before them. They don't want to hurt me. We just like to tease each other about stupid things. It's fun. Natsuki, your face is not saying fun. Your face is saying, I have doubts and it's kind of traumatic. That's the facial expression that I'm seeing. I don't like that. Well, that's why I'm friends with them and you're not. You like it? And therein lies the problem. Natsuki doesn't respond right away. She's not responding right away. That means there's definitely room in there, you know, for actually I don't like this. At least not all of the time. Yeah, absolutely. History and memories are difficult to give up. That's why Stockholm Syndrome is so very real, you know. Get treated like shit and keep coming back because it's become so normalized. And when you think that her home life is absolutely atrocious as well, she probably, just to a degree, accepts that life kind of is very literally suffering. And that being bullied or teased is something that she probably deserves in some way, shape, or form. Which, of course, is not true and is the same for anyone suffering with Stockholm Syndrome, but it's quite clear that now she's actually got some friends in the literature club who don't treat her like abject shit. She's actually starting to evaluate, hey, maybe things can be different. And that's a huge step. That's a huge step. Just don't worry so much about me. It's not worth it. Oh, and there it is. There it is. There it is. It's not worth it. What she's actually saying is, I'm not worth it. Stockholm Syndrome. Well, I think you're worth it, Natsuki. I think you're worth it. And I will support you. And I'm sure Yuri will support you too. We're going to save you from this shitty situation. Or rather, we're going to support you as you save yourself from this shitty situation. Because you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. I'm sorry. I wish I knew how to help with social conflicts. Like how Monica can. Okay, Yuri, no. Yuri, no. Monica is terrible at dealing with social conflict. Do you not remember the literal last episode? She spent the entire time basically causing conflict. Let's not get Monica involved. She's done enough damage. She's good at these things. No, she isn't. Not really. Ding, 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 ding. Not really. Absolutely not. Monica is not good at this. Let us keep her the fuck away from this situation. Yeah, Sayuri, on the other hand, Sayuri is phenomenal at conflict aversion situations. Like, Monica's a fucking nuisance. Keep her away. Also, I don't always want help. Sometimes it's just stuff I have to deal with myself. That's what Monica and Sayuri never seem to understand. But I guess that's because Monica and Sayuri aren't being beaten up by their dad. Sometimes all you do is look at them wrong and they're like, oh, what's wrong? Is everything okay? I just want to mind my own business sometimes. I'll decide myself if I want to talk about things. The only one who understands that is you. Oh, there it is. Natsuki's making a very sweet confession here. Like, you're the only one who understands that I need space to talk about the things that are bugging me. And I'll talk when I want to talk. Not because I have a look on my face or just because I breathed funny. And that's, you know, that kind of unspoken, tacit understanding. I think that's what makes these two really amazing. Even in the base game, you know, when Natsuki writes the poem, in air quotes, to MC to say, like, well, here's my fucking poem, but actually it's a letter about, like, I'm really worried about Yuri, she's acting so fucking strange, like, I'm so scared. She's obviously so concerned for her well-being. Like, these two just, they're so similar. Yeah, Monica really needs to, like, back the fuck off sometimes. She's way too in people's business. And I get that she just wants to make sure that everybody's getting along, but she only wants to make sure that everyone's getting along because it makes her club and by extension her look better, which I kind of hate. You know, Sayuri actually cares about the people in the club as people and that they are okay. And these two just want to find somewhere safe. You know, they just want to feel like there's somewhere they can simply be. And I think that's what makes these two so incredibly good as characters. It's nice to see something kind of low stakes, I guess. You know, it's a romance that isn't just it's not over glamorized. So you really shouldn't be hard on yourself. You're not as bad as you think. Oh, you don't need to reassure me or anything. I mean that. Plus, it makes sense that someone who doesn't talk a lot would make a good listener. That's a very funny but sweet thing to say. Thank you. You're all so nice. You know, that sounds like something that the most awkward boy in school would say to the girl that he's pursuing, who has just poured her heart out, and he doesn't know what else to say, and he's like, I don't know, what's a good word to call someone that isn't patronizing? You're nice. Forehead. It has very awkward teenage boy energy about it. Yeah, no, it's a shame. It would be nice to know more about her home life. But kind of in a way, also, I'm glad that we don't know more about Natsuki's home life, because if we did, I think I'd just want to, like, chuck myself out of a window or something in pure distress. So maybe it's for the best for everyone. It's really hard for me. It doesn't come naturally at all. It's so weird because I always thought of myself as someone who can just say whatever's on my mind. But I feel like that only works when I'm annoyed or upset or I want to say something mean. But why am I like that? You don't have to answer that. I'm just talking to myself. The immediate acknowledgement of the autistic, sometimes autistic inability to tell the difference between question and rhetorical question. I have, I really appreciate that Natsuki was so quick on that. Like, you don't actually have to answer that, Yuri, please. Like... Oh, you're referring to Monica. Yeah, to be fair, I feel like we don't really know much about Monica at all, ever. It's always kind of kept very, very vague, and I guess that's to allow for players to draw their own conclusions. You know, we don't want to give her too many motives or she might become too sympathetic in the main game, maybe, but I am not a huge Monica fan. I'm not a huge Monica fan. I'm sorry to everybody who is, but Natsuki and Sayori are very much my faves. Natsuki is my favorite cutie patootie, and Sayori is like my spirit animal. Um, so I struggle to like Monica. She's occasionally redeemable, but more often than not, she just makes me want to yeet her from the nearest tall building. Yuri nods and remains silent. Natsuki notices her fidgeting with the pages of her book. How come you like reading so much? Oh, well, a lot of reasons. But I just get sucked into it so easily. It's so immersive. Like, I want to be a part of it. I think there are a lot of things about people in real life that make me feel uncomfortable and frustrated, especially when it comes to following social conventions and group interactions. I just don't really understand it, and I have no real desire to participate. That's a very common autism spectrum symptom. And honestly, I'm actually kind of like grateful for those people, because sometimes you just need the introvert friend, you know, the one who just wants to like sit and listen in the quiet spot, and you just want to go and sit and listen with them. They're like a safe haven, you know. Everybody needs a safe haven friend. But it's different with books. I feel like I always want to be around the characters. I feel such a strong emotional connection with them in ways I've never felt with real people. So, in that way, it can sometimes feel more real than real life. Really? It's that hard for you to be around people? Like, all the time? Fairly often, especially in group settings. When people are making all kinds of conversation and saying jokes and all of that, I don't know what to do, but I just disengage. Oh, doesn't that get lonely? I don't think so. I can still enjoy spending time with people one-on-one. And I have online friends too, of course. Do you ever wish that you could be friends with the characters in your books? I feel like this is a very pointed question, and something that Natsuki definitely does herself. All the time. Sometimes so badly that it makes my heart ache. Yeah, me too. Common ground! We found it, Bleaties! We found the common ground. I'm so pleased. They both really wish that their escapes could be real, and you know, I think we've all felt that at some point. For me, that's more from my video games than anything else. But it's definitely something everybody does. Escapism. Escapism is very relatable. A lot. Like, more than anything. After Natsuki mutters that, silence fills the stairwell once more. But it's a mutual silence. One full of understanding. Oh, that felt like it was a lot shorter than the other side stories. Okay. So we're on to the second part. This has been so unbelievably cute. It just feels like I'm watching a young couple start to you know, start to finally understand their feelings for themselves and each other, and kind of come together. It's so wholesome. I'm gonna be very sad to say goodbye to this, but all good things must come to an end. And I am so grateful that they are ending on such a wonderful note. Natsuki-Yuri, definitely my favorite characters in this game as a pair. They're so precious. Hey. Oh, hello. I almost thought you weren't coming today. Yeah, well, lunch is already more than halfway over. Natsuki had typically been meeting Yuri in the stairwell much earlier, since it had been a good way of dodging her friends when she didn't feel like seeing them. Today, she's holding a large plastic container in both hands. Oh, a large plastic container! Cupcakes! Please be cupcakes, please be cupcakes, please be cupcakes. Delicious Natsuki cupcakes made with love. I ran into my friends, so I hung out with them for a while. Is that so? Yeah. I was in a good mood today, so I figured I should. I hadn't seen them in a while, which is why I had to come up with an excuse for it, but I expected that. Plus, I have way more of these than I know what to do with, so I figured I'd share them with them too. As she sits down, Natsuki opens the lid of her container. You made cupcakes. Yeah! Cupcakes! All in on Natsuki's cupcakes. You know it. It's been a while at this point, so I figured it was about time again. You can take one if you want. Yuri takes a cupcake and carefully twirls it between her fingers. It's brown with dark green frosting, immaculately shaped into a floral pattern and topped with some kind of glittery powder. Is it the 4chan logo? How pretty. I just ate, so I may not be able to finish it. Are they for the club? Yeah, I guess so.
No, they were actually just for you, but since you're only going to eat one of them, okay, I guess the club can have some too.
The reality. I didn't really think about it. I just made them. Oh, I just thought that because green is Monica's favorite color, right? Well, yeah, but that's not really... Yuri takes a small bite. This is green tea flavored. It's Yuri's favorite flavor! It's Yuri's favorite flavor! Oh my god. This is just one romantic gesture after another. How do I process all this? Oh my god. I love green tea. Oh, do you? It was just a random idea I wanted to try, so...
Way to play it down, Natsuki. Slick. Check Natsuki's riz.
Don't laugh at me. I'm not. I just felt happy. Oh, sorry. Usually when... Never mind. What I mean is that I'm glad. Sorry for saying dumb things again. Oh, she's really trying. Like, the way she's catching herself and everything. Natsuki is trying so hard not to upset Yuri. She really, really cares about what she thinks. I just wanted to do something nice. And this is something I happen to be good at. And I do know that you like him from past experience. Yuri turns red, recalling the time she treated herself rather generously to Natsuki's cupcakes. Ah, yes. This was alluded to in one of the previous stories, in which, while she was reading, while Yuri was reading, I should make that clearer, while Yuri was reading, she just kind of fog ate half of the cupcakes that Natsuki had brought in, with Sayuri having wolfed down most of the rest of them. these silly cuties. Ironically, her mouth is too full of cupcake for her to stammer an excuse, so she just settles for a disapproving look. How did you get into baking? Oh, well, I don't know. It kind of just always appealed to me. Well, a few years ago, I was reading this one manga with a lot of baking, so I got like super into it for a while. I was probably making stuff almost every day. But it's something that I knew I liked anyway. It's like, baking is like art. But when you get good at it, it gets more delicious too. You know, there is nothing wrong with delicious art. Oh man, just thinking. Delicious. Now I'm hungry! Now I'm hungry! Everything makes me hungry. Yesterday I was lucky enough to be able to manifest cupcakes into my stream. It was absolutely incredible. But I don't think I'm gonna have that luck today. I'm struggling to imagine putting my heart into something so artistic, knowing that it would just be eaten afterwards. Yeah, maybe you're too practical for it. I think I prefer to be on the receiving end. That's my other favorite part about it. It's something I can do that makes a lot of people happy, like unconditionally. Yeah, feeding me does make me unconditionally happy, so I'd say Natsuki is absolutely spot on with that assessment. Everyone is always so thankful, and in that moment, you get to be like the bringer of joy. I don't know, it just makes me feel valued. Yeah, I guess that. So, you were able to make up with your friends today? Hmm? There wasn't really anything to make up with them about. We weren't fighting or anything. You weren't? Maybe I misunderstood. Oh, it only turns into a fight if I lose my cool, and that's just unnecessary drama. It only makes things worse. I like the idea that through Natsuki saying that she's been avoiding her friends, Yuri thinks that that must mean that there's been like an actual altercation between them, but it's just that Natsuki knows that when she doesn't want to deal with them, she can just duck out and come here and spend time with her safe haven Yuri instead, which is just way nicer. Someone once said at this point, then find something you want to eat a million times and make them 1,000,001 times. Well, that's very sage. That's very sage, lady. I am personally not the best cook unless we're talking about fish. I grew up by the seaside, so cooking fish is something that I am pretty good at. But when it comes to like baking or like roasting, braising meat, anything like that, maybe not. Maybe not. But I will happily eat anything you put in front of me, except, okay,
This is real serious shit, okay? I will not ever, not unless I am being given cash in hand, £1,000,000 or more, okay? I will not eat baked beans. Baked beans fucking suck. And that is my personal spicy take.
almost everybody seems to love baked beans, but I think they're fucking foul. And, yeah, sorry about that, baked bean lovers. They're gross. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. So they're not going to stop. I mean, it only happens sometimes anyway. Ah, yes. That's okay. It's alright if somebody beats you up and you stay friends because it only happens sometimes, right? If it's only happening sometimes, then it's okay. Yes? That's the logic. That's how it works. Yes? No. No, Natsuki. Natsuki, please. Please. Stop. Natsuki's gonna make me cry, man. She's getting beaten up at home and she's inviting violence and horrible, horrible people into her life. Like, stop. Just stick with Yuri in the literature club. They got you. It's just the way they are. I'm the only one who ever has a problem with it. It's not worth it. Yeah, well, you're the only one who has a problem with it because you're the only one they're picking on. Natsuki. This is literally literal dogpiling. Dogpiling. Not okay. That is like certifiable bad egg behavior. Bad egg behavior! I have no tolerance for bad egg behavior. This is a good egg covenant stream. Good eggs only. Especially since they have somewhere to go now when I don't feel like hanging out with them. Oh, I see. The cupcake's empty foil wrappers audibly crinkle as Yuri clenches a fist. I'm glad the situation is resolved. And that you don't have to avoid them anymore. Yeah, me too. I'm not convinced. That pause was very pregnant with concern. Natsuki clearly not happy about the way that the situation with her friends is, but Yuri clearly even less happy with the situation between Natsuki and her so-called friends. I mean, maybe it's just me. I seriously think Yuri could definitely kick people's asses in a fight. You know, she's quite tall. And I think if she got angry, she could definitely rip someone a second asshole. Definitely, definitely. I wouldn't want to mess. I wouldn't want to mess with Yuri. And I don't have to bother you during your lunchtime anymore. I'm sure you have a lot of reading to catch up on. Yeah. Wow, this feels like... Is it just me? Is it just me? This feels like a breakup. This feels like a breakup. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Like, this is a whole like... Oh, so we're not gonna be spending time together anymore? Yeah, but it's not you, it's me. I just... Stop it. Just spend your lunches together. The other friends are clearly bad times. Like, stop. I know that the cupcakes are basically nothing compared to all the stuff you've done for me. But it's the best I can do. So you can have the rest of them. Natsuki grabs the box and slides it over to Yuri's feet. Yuri stares at the box. Then she shakes her head and slides them back. You should save them for your other friends. But I made them for you. Oh no! Now the truth comes out. The truth comes out, Bleaties. I mean, we knew that Natsuki had made them for Yuri, but now she's actually saying it. She's admitting it. Because Yuri's rejecting her gift, and it's hurting. You know, this really feels like a breakup. I don't like this at all. Please. But quite obviously, Natsuki making the mistake of not accepting what's right for her. I mean, she doesn't want to let go of the other friend group. But Yuri can see through them, and Yuri knows that they are not good for her. Yeah, it's a difficult situation. Natsuki's voice whines as she protests. I know, and I like them very much. Exactly as you thought. You succeeded. But I know you care about making your other friends happy too. And if this is the way you know how to make that happen, then I'm not going to take it from you. No! They were for making you happy. You make me happy. Confession! They did it! They confessed! I don't care if it isn't literally a like, I love you love letter. That's as good as, okay? That's as good as. You make me happy. You make me happy. That's the same as saying I love you. They've been spending all this time together on the stairs, and now Natsuki is gonna go back to these assholes who are only conditionally nice to her in order to try and regain whatever lost friendship she thinks she has from them. And all the while Yuri is like, you know, if that's what is gonna make you happy, then I'm gonna support you, even though I don't like those people and I'm not going to become friends with them, but I'll support you in that. But that's the way that Natsuki is reacting. It's so clear that that's not the reaction that Natsuki wants. Natsuki wants to be stopped. Natsuki wants to be stopped. She wants Yuri to tell her not to do it. That's so unbelievably romantic. Bit cliche, okay, but you know what? I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for a cliche. You're worth more than cupcakes to some people. That's why they want to spend time with you and be your friend. Without warning, tears pour from Natsuki's eyes. She pulls her knees to her chest and starts sobbing into her arms. No! No, baby, no, don't cry, please. Oh, I can't deal with this. Not my fave. Don't cry. Please don't cry. Natsuki, I'm such a bad person. Yuri stammers, feeling panicked. I didn't mean to say something bad. Natsuki shakes her head and wipes her eyes. You didn't. Natsuki tries to soak back her sobs, but struggles to speak through them. I just really hate myself sometimes. And it feels so wrong when you say those nice things to me. Like I don't deserve it. I'm sorry. No, I am. I'm so difficult. And I can't think of even a single thing about myself that somebody would like. Oh. And I hated myself for bothering you during lunch. I just thought it was my chance to be a good person. Like, to be nice and do the things you wrote about in the letter. I knew if I tried in the club, Sayuri and Monica would be super annoying and make a huge deal out of it. You know, I think a lot of those negative things too, about myself. I never felt like a good person. I always scrutinize everything I say, and later I feel like I said all the wrong things. And I just spend so much time thinking about myself, hating myself, and feeling like everyone else must hate me too. So, I understand some of that through my own experience. And that's why I wanted to write the letter and express my feelings. It pained me to see those things in someone else that I saw in myself. Natsuki sniffles. Yuri rustles through her bag and pulls out some tissues and then hands them to Natsuki. Oh, this is too much emotional damage. Too much emotional damage. Yuri is holding it together so well. Because when someone else starts crying, like I just want to start. I want to start crying too. It's like it's contagious, you know? You start crying, I start crying. Before you know it, the whole room is in tears. Yuri's such a good egg. And Natsuki's such a sweetie. Monica told me that it takes a good person to reflect on these things. The desire to improve yourself. That makes you a good person. So don't worry so much. Also, there are things about you that people would like, so... Like what? Like how you're fun for people to be around. And you're not shy. And you know how to make people laugh. And you're very passionate about things. And you know how to take the lead. And you care a lot about other people. And just a lot of things. Oh, that's an awful lot of compliments. These are all things that Yuri has observed and appreciated about Natsuki. And I know that when in this very fragile state that Natsuki's in, it's very hard to believe. It's very hard to believe when people say to you, oh, but you are a good person. There's plenty for people to like about you. Honest. It's very hard to believe anything someone says. You know, you're not in your right mind. But Yuri's just so straight talking, so sincere. And you know, she's not the kind of person who's really even capable of being deceitful. And that's something Natsuki needs. She needs that reassurance. Oh. Well, now you're making me feel really embarrassed. Well, you're the one who asked. And don't you think I feel embarrassed? Natsuki tries to hide a smile. Then she sighs as it fades again. For just a brief moment there, she felt something so sweet and so tender. Every time I come here, I always think it's the last time, and then I just keep coming back. Is that bad? Just really confusing. I mean, my friends and I go way back, so ditching them all the time feels like, I don't know. Feels like what? Natsuki's voice gets quiet. Here it is. Here we go, it's crunch time. Realization is gonna dawn now. Come on, Natsuki. We're here for you. We support you. You can do it, Natsuki. Break free. Break free of their chains. Maybe I'm scared they'll get mad at me. I really don't know what to do. She pauses. Yuri stares into the distance, tracing her eyes along the patterns of the floor tiles while she thinks to herself. What would you do, hypothetically, if your friends were happy for you instead of mad at you? Happy for what? Happy that your new club is making you happy. Well, that's just not a fair hypothetical. Natsuki says that, but with little confidence in her voice. I always told myself I don't rely on the approval of others to be happy. And yet, Natsuki, here you are. Here you are doing exactly that. It's quite normal for people to seek approval from others. It's a very human nature, and it's okay, Natsuki. And I still feel that way, but I'm spending time with people who put me down whenever I don't have their approval. Yes! Oh, thank whatever higher powers exist. She has realized. Oh, I'm so pleased. I am so happy for her. Thank you, Natsuki, for realizing. That's right, they put you down at any opportunity. That's not good friendship. That's probably what's making me so confused. Because I'm threatened out of the things that should make me happy. So no matter what, it's like I have to be unhappy to be happy. It's making my head hurt. That must make it really difficult to feel comfortable with yourself. Being made to feel like you're wrong just for being the person you are. It really goes against everything I believe in, doesn't it? It goes against the kind of person I want to be. I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up with a lot of things. Natsuki presses her palms into her forehead and shakes her head. I know what's best for me, but I keep convincing myself out of it. It's so much easier to be comfortably unhappy than it is to do something so scary. To do what? You know, to end it. Oh, yes, Natsuki, end it, end it, end it, end it, end it. End it! I support you. With them? Natsuki nods. I didn't think you were actively considering that as an option. Yuri looks so pleased about this. That smile on her face. She is so glad that Yuri... my brain. Oh my gosh. I'm melting. Yuri is just so pleased that Natsuki is actually starting to realize that she deserves better than being routinely treated like shit. I'm so happy for you, Natsuki. Right, Natsuki, let's get rid of those good-for-nothings who pretend to be your friends. And stick with Yuri, who actually seriously cares about you and will be the best girlfriend ever. Well, I wasn't until recently. It's just one of those things where, like, it's been a certain way for so long that you just get used to it. Stockholm Syndrome! Like, so much of you has gone into it, so much that feels like that's just how your life is. And throwing it away is like throwing away such a big part of your life. It makes me feel sick to think about. Natsuki, you're still so young. You're only 18. You've barely lived life. There's plenty of opportunities to make better memories with better people. Natsuki sighs. It's just really scary. It's terrifying. What are you scared of? I don't know. A lot of things. Like being alone. Not having anyone to talk to or hang out with. not being able to replace what I have with them. And I don't want them to hate me. But I'm scared they'll hurt me for going against them. Physically. Not physically, but... Yuri clenches her fists. You can do it, Yuri, be brave! Yuri stepping in to save Natsuki from her own fears. Come on, girls, we're gonna ride off into the sunset at the end of this side story. And it's gonna be the most beautiful, poetic moment of this entire chain of streams of the side stories. Let's go. Natsuki. What? If anyone even thinks to cause you harm, I will unleash hell upon them. What did I say? What did I say earlier, Bleaties? I told you, I bet Yuri can absolutely kick ass and fuck people up. I don't doubt that she really will unleash hell upon anybody who lays a single finger on Natsuki's head. I believe her, and Natsuki should too. Come on, Natsuki. Believe in this, love. It's real. Natsuki snorts in laughter. Don't laugh at me. Sorry, I like that. That's all. Oh. Well, I meant it. I know you did. Natsuki gives Yuri an endearing look. I needed it. As the conversation lapses, Natsuki again slides her box of cupcakes over to Yuri. Just take them, okay? I don't want other people to have them anymore. Are you sure? Natsuki nods. I'm sure. I will, then. I'll enjoy them. Natsuki looks away, but a feeling of warmth spreads through her. I think they're understanding now. I think they're understanding the way that they feel for each other now. My heart! My little sheepy Kokoro. I can't deal with this. It's so precious. She holds on to that feeling, knowing it will give her courage. This is so much to deal with. Yuri and Natsuki really are the actual stars of the show. Particularly with side stories, in the side stories. More and more it just feels like all of the other side stories were just an excuse to get to this one. And I'm so glad that we have reached this point. I desperately want to see these two together. You know? Don't send me like links to like weird hentai or anything like that though, please. They should be together. They're so perfect for each other. Oh, you're here first today. And you bought reading material. Natsuki is sitting in her usual spot, this time holding a volume of manga while her lunch sits behind her. Yuri sits down as well and opens her own book. I think it's so wholesome that this little escape they have, you know, of coming here and being alone together and eating their lunch just in each other's safe harbor company. It's so incredibly sweet. And with the music and everything, it's just, it warms my heart. It really does. It sucks when a good series has to come to an end. Like, it's such a big part of your life, and then one day there's just nothing left. It makes you feel so empty. Unfortunately, I am about to experience that myself. I'm on the last book of this series. That sucks. But there's also something satisfying about letting the story conclude. I don't know if I'd want it to go on forever. Maybe. But there are some things that I wish I could. On the other hand, have you ever read something that overstayed its welcome? Yeah, definitely. I can think of at least one thing I've read that got pretty unbearable like halfway through and the ending really sucked. I feel like Bleaties, you've all read something or played a game that definitely did that. You know, that you were like, oh my god, how is it not over yet? How is it not over yet? I have. I'm not gonna say which games for fear of causing outrage. But I've definitely played games that felt like they went on for way, way too long. So it sucks when something good has to end, but it also sucks when they just keep inventing more plot until you don't like it anymore. It really sounds like, I don't know, it sounds like she's talking about like every Shonen Jump series ever written. I guess it sucks either way. Well, that's the nature of all things. They come to an end. The two fall silent. I really feel like that entire short conversation was actually just an allusion to the fact that, you know, Natsuki is sad that her friendship with these scummy people has come to an end. But also, as Yuri said, these things can outstay their welcome and you can outgrow them and they change so much that they aren't things that you actually enjoy anymore. Until you find something new. In Natsuki's case, you find Yuri. They slowly eat while making their way through their respective reading material. Except Natsuki doesn't seem to be touching her food at all. The unending capitalist search for more money has done that to so many great stories. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I appreciate that the video games industry is not immune to the impact of capitalism and inflation and the cost of everything just generally being higher, but it does suck that so many recent games especially, it really does kind of feel like there's way more there than there needed to be. Manga series especially, I used to be a huge Dragon Ball fan when I was younger. And I'm gonna upset everybody who likes Dragon Ball by saying, do you know what, I don't really care for anything after Dragon Ball Z because it just kind of felt like an absolute cash grab. Like, let's keep beating the dead donkey, you know? If you beat the dead horse long enough, it'll make money as long as you hit it hard enough. But that is the way it is. If something's successful, they'll keep rinsing it, you know? That's why there's so many sequels of certain games that there don't need to be. Remasters that didn't need remastering because it's, you know, good money. The one remaster they should make, Bloodborne, still never ever happening. I will fight tooth and nail in that corner. Give us a fucking Bloodborne remaster already. We're all gonna pay loads for it. Yeah, I think it's safe to say, like, Dragon Ball kind of reached critical mass with the whole Monster of the Week thing. You know, you can only go so so far before it's so beyond ridiculous, right? You can only suspend your disbelief so hard. And I can't do it anymore. You know, I miss the old stuff. Well, I say I miss the old stuff. It still exists. It's not gone. It's just I miss the vibe the old stuff had. So yeah, bit of a bit of a tangent there though. But yeah, you are absolutely right. There's a lot of dead horse beating going on in media at the moment. Too many remakes, reboots, reshuffles, remixes, rehashes, whatever. Like, could really do with some more originality as well. Something new. Like I'm really excited for the next series of like Dorohedoro. Shit's absolutely unhinged. It's like an acid trip has been animated. Incredible. Fucking wild. Love it. Yeah, just something new. Fantasian, Neo-Fantasian. Really looking forward to that. Was stuck on the iPhone Apple Store for a million years, and now it's free to be on a big console or on PC. But yeah, all of these things that don't get nearly as much attention as they should, because they aren't already well established labels. Which yeah, it sucks. It sucks. You don't go out during the weekends, right? Excuse me? Like with friends at the mall or downtown or whatever? I'm not a total shut-in, you know. Wow, Yuri really out here saying I'm not a hikikomori. Like, who do you think I am? I might be autistic, but I'm not neat. Disney is to blame for a lot of that. Yeah, that's a fair argument. I would say that leaks over into British media as well. What with the UK and the US having an awful lot of shared media. There's no escape. The Disney Corporation literally like fucking owns half the world. It's wild. Also, Disney adults scare me. I hope that's not going to offend anyone particularly, but yeah, I can enjoy a Disney, but I'm not decorating my house with like fucking Toy Story murals and shit. That's wild. Hey Antlery, good to see you. I hope you're well. You're just in time to catch the end of this story. The end of the best story. We've been so very excited. So far, I hope you've been having a fantastic day. Oh, my bad for making assumptions. Well, I'm sure I go out less often than other people, like you and the others in the club. I don't really meet with friends and arbitrarily spend time like that. I'm usually meeting with my board game group. Board game group? Oh, Yuri confirmed for role player. Oh wow, that's a twist I didn't see coming. That's a twist I didn't see coming. No, you're absolutely right, lady. Trying to get away from Disney is like... It's like trying to get away from oxygen. It is everywhere. Everywhere. It doesn't matter. It's just more nerdy stuff. Why do you ask? Anyway. I was just curious. I just realized I couldn't picture it, so I was just curious. Yuri looks at Natsuki and realizes that she's shaking. I have to admit, I'm with Natsuki on this one. I was not expecting Yuri's little reveal there about being in a board game group. That is certainly a surprise. Hey, maybe. Maybe Yuri is polyamorous. I guess we're gonna find... Well, we might find out more information. I wouldn't be too surprised considering what we know about her preferences. and what we know about that poem from the OG base game. Don't look at me like that. Sorry. Natsuki pulls her knees into her chest and puts her head down. I can't take this. Did I do something? Yuri gets flustered, her mind racing over what she may or may not have said or done. I did. I ended it. I texted them earlier telling them. And then I just blocked them because I was so afraid of their responses. And now it feels like I'm dying inside. Wow, Natsuki really going through the breakup emotions with a bunch of basically shitheads. Horrible, horrible people who aren't real friends. Honestly, Natsuki, well done! Well done, 加油! I am so proud of you! I am so proud of you. That's exactly the right thing to do. Good riddance to them. It hurts now, but all things feel worse before they feel better. Okay? This is for the best. And besides, you've got Yuri. You already have the best possible friend. Oh, that's... I'm sorry. Yuri trying very hard to be tactful here. A Venn diagram between board game fans and the polyamory group. Oh my goodness. I have missed that joke. I enjoy board games. But I'm not like out playing board games every week. I have a very casual appreciation of board games. I'm definitely not polyamorous. Totally unsure of what to do. Yuri stays silent, and meanwhile the sound of Natsuki's unusually hard breathing fills the air. Then she speaks again, barely above a whisper. Help me. I feel sick. I want to hit my head against things. Please help. I can't take this. You may be having a panic attack. With that realization, Yuri's demeanor suddenly changes. I have experience with this, so I'll help you through it, okay? Natsuki meekly nods through her rapid breath, head still buried in her knees. So this is horribly, horribly relatable. I am someone who has experienced a number of panic attacks. And it really does feel in that moment, it really does feel like you are dying. That you have no control, and like everything is crazy, and you just desperately want someone to make it all stop, and to hold you down, and to make the breathing become normal again, to stop all of the confusion and the worrying. I have nothing but immense sympathy for Natsuki in this endeavor. Yuri slides herself over to Natsuki and sits on the step behind her. Then she puts her hands on Natsuki's shoulders. Can you feel my hands? Natsuki nods. Her shaking becomes much more apparent through Yuri's sense of touch. Yuri keeps her voice low and gentle. You're safe right now. You're in a good, safe place where nothing can hurt you. Natsuki nods once more. Although Yuri is only touching Natsuki's shoulders, she can practically feel her racing pulse through the base of her neck. We'll do a breathing exercise together. All you have to do is listen to my breaths and breathe along with me. Let's breathe in now. Yuri takes a deep, slow breath. Beneath her hands, she feels Natsuki's shoulders rise as Natsuki takes a breath of her own, trying to mimic Yuri. They exhale together, although Natsuki's breath shakes on the way out. That's good. Let's keep going. Yuri breathes in once more, and Natsuki joins her. They continue like that for a few more cycles while Yuri closely monitors. Eventually, Yuri feels Natsuki rest more of her weight onto Yuri's palms. Let's focus on the physical world. All you have to do is focus on the feeling of your breaths going in and out, and the weight of my hands on your shoulders. You are in a safe place and comfortable physical space. Minutes pass in silence. By now, the worst of it has passed, but Yuri is definitely determined not to move away until Natsuki prompts her to. Meanwhile, Natsuki has lifted her head from her knees and her breathing is mostly steadied. Then she takes a final deep breath and slowly pulls herself to her feet, causing Yuri to let go. She stretches her arms. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to freak out. I don't know what my deal is. You don't have to apologize. This must be enormously stressful for you. Okay, honestly, amazing work from Yuri. It's very, very hard to calm someone down when they're in that state. And from my own experiences, it can take hours. Hours and hours and hours. Yeah, same lady. Very much a matter of hours. I have had ones that last multiple days, even. It can be terrible. It can be really awful and debilitating. And I feel so relieved for Natsuki that Yuri was there, and it tells you a lot about their relationship that Yuri being there actually helped Natsuki. Because you have to feel safe with someone for that kind of breathing exercise stuff to work. Clearly these two have a very close unspoken bond. Is that going to keep happening? It may, or it may not. We can take measures to help prevent it in the future, but I think it will naturally get better over time. Natsuki motions to sit back down again, so Yuri moves over. Yuri turns away to pick up her open book from the dusty floor, which she'd hastily set down earlier. She brushes the dust from the cover. I don't think I could have gotten through that alone. You're not alone. Feeling shy again, Yuri speaks into her own lap. From now on, you don't have to do anything alone. My heart. My heart. As she says that, Yuri tenses up. It's rare for her to so openly share her thoughts. But something about Natsuki, of all people, makes it feel so much more natural to do so. Perhaps because, like Yuri, Natsuki is so timid and uncertain of herself. Natsuki does such a good job of hiding it that it's taken a long time for her to open up. And because of that, Yuri is able to deliver the reassurance that she herself would have wanted, demonstrating that you deserve the love of others. If you can accept that for the first time, then perhaps you can begin the tumultuous journey of learning to love yourself. Oh, oh, these two. Oh, they're so perfect. And look at Yuri's blushing cheeks. She's so, she's feeling so shy, but is so happy that Natsuki's there resting her head on her shoulder. My heart, I can't deal with this. This is awesome. Do you really mean that? You're probably gonna regret saying it if you do. How so? Because I'm probably gonna have a lot of free time during the weekends from now on. So you're giving me permission to be as annoying as I want and drag you around to a lot of places. That is the most tsundere, offhand, backhanded way of saying, man, you're really gonna hate having to go on constant dates with me. I love her. I see. But you already said it, so you can't take it back now. Well, I suppose I have no choice but to accept that responsibility, then. She's accepting the dates! They're gonna go on so many cute dates! And look at Yuri's little smile. She's so happy about this. Oh my god, these two are they're just meant to be. I love them. I love them. Get you someone who looks like Yuri does right now whenever you put your head on their shoulder. I love these two. Oh, they're so wholesome and adorable. I know a good ice cream place. Oh? That means you'll finally figure out my favorite ice cream flavor. Oh, a nice callback to an earlier story where Natsuki was saying she can guess everybody's favorite flavor ice cream, and Yuri's was the only one that she wasn't totally sure about, or so she said, but I think she knew. I think she knew, because she guessed green tea flavor. I think she had Yuri pegged immediately. Huh? What are you talking about? Oh, look, the fact that Yuri remembered this innocuous detail just goes to show how important the things that Natsuki said actually were to her. All of this time, she was basically in denial about how she felt, I guess, about Natsuki, and misunderstood her own feelings as, well, negative ones. And now she's, now that she's remembering this stuff that was so inconsequential to Natsuki, Natsuki's like, I don't know what you're talking about. But Yuri not only remembers, she remembers in enough detail to be able to recite it. That is so unbelievably lovely. The first day that you came to the club, you guessed everyone's favorite ice cream flavor. But for me, you said you had no idea. Seriously? I don't remember that at all. Oh, wait, yeah, I do. I said it was probably green tea. Yuri shakes her head. It's a good guess. But my favorite is usually to get chocolate and raspberry together. Oh, chocolate and raspberry? But wait, Natsuki really likes raspberries. Natsuki likes raspberries too, and chocolate and raspberry is kind of reminiscent of their hair colors, like the dark of the chocolate and then the pink of the raspberry. Oh, there was never any doubt in my mind. These two were always meant to be. It was apparent to me in OG, and it's really, really cemented it now. Chocolate and raspberry? How fancy. How is that fancy? Oh, I don't know. I feel like I should have guessed something like that. Well, maybe next time I'll try chocolate and strawberry. Hey, strawberry is my favorite. Oh. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die, Bleaties. I am gonna die of cuteness overload. What a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. Yuri definitely remembered from the conversation. She definitely remembered that Natsuki had said that strawberry was her favorite flavor. That wasn't an accident. I think it helps to have something to look forward to. I still have a sick feeling in my stomach. But it's easier now to convince myself that I did the right thing. Is there anything better I could be doing? Not that I know of. There's nothing that will make this easy for me. And you already did more than I thought anyone could. Come to think of it, we never talked about the letter you wrote. But I feel like we're way past that at this point. I don't even know what to talk about. Except that I think it helped me understand my needs a little better. The way I like to be treated. And the kinds of friends I want to have. That's why I started coming here in the first place. Even though I was so scared of causing more problems. I thought it was a coincidence that you ran into... Oh my gosh, I'm reading the wrong voice. Hem. I thought it was a coincidence that you ran into me here initially. Oh, well, not exactly. What do you mean? Nothing. Nothing my ass. She knew exactly what she was doing. Yeah, how fancy! And the callback to the argument in OG. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad it's not just me that sees it. It's so much. It's such an emotional overload for me. I'm getting feels upon feels upon feels. I can't hold them all. I'm gonna implode very, very soon. Very soon. I may have tracked you down first. With the help of Sayori. But you said... I was shy, okay? Oh, see, like... Now all becomes clear. It was never just an accident. This was all carefully orchestrated. Because this is really what Natsuki wanted. I wasn't ready to, like... Whatever, you know what I'm saying. Well... I guess... I'm glad... I guess I'm glad you worked up the courage. Even if it was in your own way. I can tell you've been making a lot of difficult decisions. It's brave. And it will make things better in the long run. Yuri suddenly being a little bit on the quiet side, like, that's true. I can't believe that she orchestrated this whole thing. Clever wench. I think anyone would be proud of you for it. That's right! That's right. I am proud of Natsuki. I am proud of Natsuki. And so is Yuri. Everyone should be proud of Natsuki. It's very hard to leave an abusive relationship, even if it is not one that you have to live with, even if it's just one at school. People treating you like shit is people treating you like shit. Hey, capitalism! Nice to see you. Kind of. What a weird statement I wasn't expecting to make today. Goodness me. I'm very excited to finish this final side story. Oh, it's great to have you. You saw the shorts? Oh, I'm glad someone's watching them. I do my best to pick the interesting parts. Oh, I'm so glad. I hope I tick both boxes. I know I'm just a sheep, but I do my best. Welcome! Welcome to the Good Egg Covenant. It's great to have you here. Anyone? You mean like you? She's hoping like you. Yes? Look how embarrassed she is, the wobbly lip. Yuri's so wholesome. Oh wow, you're normally in an Aussie time zone. Goodness me. So it would be mega late for you if it weren't for the fact that you're in Europe right now. Well, I'm very glad that you were able to join us live, albeit for not much longer. But thank you for coming and seeing me. I appreciate every bleaty who stops by. Like me. You know, I could get used to this. Oh my god, I'm in love. They're so cute. What days do I stream? I stream Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday. Always at the same kind of times. Sunday 12 UK time. Monday and Wednesday 2 p.m. UK time. That might change in the future depending on how life pans out. Watch this space. As long as you don't tease me too much. Fine. Just a little then. Natsuki's so cheeky. That's fine. These two are just meant to be. Natsuki-Yuri, all the way. I know how uncertain everything feels to you right now. But I really do think that good things are in store. Those are my honest feelings. Those knowing little smiles on their faces, I just want to screen cap that and set it as my background and just keep it that way forever. I do have a Discord server, but it's very sparse at the moment. I'm very glacial, shall we say. But there is a link on the channel that can take you to it. You are more than welcome to join. First route you chose Yuri. Yuri was my last route. I've done all of the routes. I did all of the routes, that was the start, but somehow managed to screw up the end, so didn't get the special end. Upsettingly, despite playing through it all 3 times. Started with Natsuki, and then we did Sayori. And then Yuri in the end. And oh my goodness, was it a ride. My favorites. Natsuki is always my fave. Look at these two precious beings. Natsuki is my fave and Sayori a close second. Sayori is my spirit animal. Spirit animal! I completely relate to everything Sayori says. I'm also kind of I just love being in bed and eating, and I'm always late for things. And very, very often find myself pulling a less than more than face. And squealing at stuff. You can fix her! I don't think anyone can fix Monica. I don't think anyone can fix Monica. I absolutely applaud your dedication, though. I absolutely applaud your dedication. Anyone committed to fixing Monica, that's a lifetime commitment. She is the perfect childhood friend trope. I love her. She's my beautiful ray of sunshine. Thanks. It feels nice to be reassured. These two are perfect. These two are perfect. The two girls continue their conversation through the remainder of lunch. Hey Natsuki-Yuri, good to see you! Oh, this is the very end of it. The whole time I've been dying of cuteness overload. I've got feels upon feels upon feels, and I'm just gonna fucking implode into a ball of, like... I just fucking love Natsuki-Yuri so much. These two were made to be... I cannot contain it. I cannot contain it. I'm glad that you got to step in before I get done. There's one more. No way. It just hasn't unlocked. Oh. Then I look forward to it. It's gonna be interesting. I had no idea. You're allergic to wholesome. A new feeling hangs in the air, a feeling of greater certainty in their path forward. In just a few hours, there will be another literature club meeting where the 4 club members will happily spend time together. Each of them, all with their own special qualities, have something unique that they can deliver to one another. Through friendship and literature, the club members will continue to grow and find new happiness together. The end of each chapter is the start of the next, Yuri thinks to herself. Since she's about to finish her long-running series, it would be best to have a new book lined up. Perhaps this weekend would be a good time to visit the bookstore. Date time with Natsuki! Yeah! Together! Together! Sorry. Elden Ring got me good. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, I'm glad I'm making the side happy. Oh, there's an extra story. Okay, so you know what this means, Leeties? So up until now, this wasn't visible. Now this is visible. I can say that the next stream, the next Doki Doki stream, which will be on Sunday, will be the last Doki Doki stream. I thought the last stream was going to be today because I didn't realize there was another side story to unlock. But here we are. I'm gonna need to just like go for a long walk to walk off all of the emotions that are swimming around right now. This is Doki Doki Literature Plus. So this is the most recent iteration of the legit game without any mods. Because I started playing through the game completely blind and then decided to do the side stories blind as well. Oh, it was free on Valentine's Day. Oh boy. No, I paid money. I paid money because I didn't know anything about the game except it had a reputation. I was willing to pay the money, and I'm happy I did. The developers deserve it because, oh my god, this game has been a gift that keeps giving. I am quite looking forward to this final bit. But for now, obviously, I have run a bit over time, but I really didn't want to leave this half-baked. I wanted to get it all done. So our next stream on Wednesday is going to be probably the second and very likely last. Oh, Katawa Shoujo. I know all about that one. Yeah, on Wednesday we're going to do some more Rusty Lake Paradise. It's much shorter and much quicker to blitz through, it seems. It was a damn sight quicker than Roots. So I'm looking forward to getting more of that done. You're more than welcome. In fact, I invite you, I implore you, I mean, please, I need you. You are welcome to come and join me if you are free on Wednesday at 2 o'clock UK time to get more of the Rusty Lake Chronicles down. Wednesday is Creepy EP Day. We're doing all the Rusty Lake games on Wednesdays. And once they're done, it'll be some other creepy series. Thank you so much. Obviously, I appreciate time zones permitting. Otherwise, VODs are on YouTube. Until then, I very much look forward to sharing the end of Doki Doki Literature Club Plus equals with you next week. Well, if Sunday is the start of the week for you. For me, it's, yeah, basically it is. I am very excited. I hope you will be there. And then we get to say a big, fond, very, very difficult farewell to Doki Doki Literature Club. It has been a phenomenal ride, and I'm so glad I've had you all with me for that. So until then, thank you so much for today. We've run a bit over, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that I get to see you again in future. I look forward to it, and I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day. Just remember that after Doki Doki Literature Club, we're diving into Danganronpa 2. So it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild. The OG was awesome. I can't wait for the second one. So lots of love to you all. Have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. Bye bye.